Hello, Waswere here, back with another video, and today we are continuing on our journey for Golden Reaper. With us only having 4 bosses left, it's going to be quite a grind. We can reasonably go over 100 hours of PVM without adding a new unique to the collection log, which is pretty daunting to think about, but at the same time you gotta look on the bright side and think of how exciting it's going to be when I get another item. Without further ado, let's get into this episode. This one is going to be focused almost exclusively on Nex Angel of Death. I haven't shown it too much in the Bossman series so far, but I've been doing about an hour a day for the past 4 months, trying to get some sort of progress at this boss. This is going to be a combination of memes, learning the bosses, personal records, and drops, so strap in for a fun time. Just for context purposes, we already have the wand and core and codex on the collection log, so we're just looking for the pet and the chest. Starting off, we're a minion tank taking the Glacies minion most of the time. One of the first hours that we did after I last showed AOD clips led us to getting both a wand and a codex, which together made for a juicy 184.9 mil split. Yes, basically 185 mil in a single hour. I'm probably going to stay away from the non-personal codex drops unless they have something cool alongside them. They are just too common and we don't have 40 minutes to go over all the drops we got at AOD. But with that in mind, here's another core. Franck already has the regular appraisal title, so that is for sure a duplicate for him. All he needs is that shadow chest, and we've been hoping he's going to pick that up soon. Also, cores are sad to see because it's the lowest split of them all despite being rarer than the codex, and we only got 51 mil out of this one. I really, and I mean really, don't get personal codexes too often, so it's always such a great part of my day when I see that stack value 700 mil or higher pop up. It's just great. It's at this point that I made the switch to chinning. I was one of the few on the team that had near max range gear, Greco unlocked, and all the Essence of Finality amulets that you need. So it was a bit of a natural move. The chinning role is a lot, and I mean a lot of fun, and it's also the easiest role as you only have a few responsibilities and they are mostly simple to do. For phase 1, your main responsibility is to hammer Nex as the fight starts. This gives you and the rest of the team 100% hit chance. After that, you just move into your regular DPS rotation until 2.1 mil HP is hit. At that point, you have 3 responsibilities in the next phase. Help phase Nex down to 1.8 mil HP to start phase 3. Attack the Umbra Amalgamation so that it dies first. And then make sure that the Glacies Amalgamation is killed in time so it doesn't spawn with 300k HP. For phase 3, you just want to whack on those chins and go to town as much as possible. Eventually, there is an advanced method of chin sending, but for now, we're just getting our feet wet, and once we're more comfortable with the chin roll, we'll move on to chin sending. Once the minions are dead, plop your ECB back on and do an ECB spec before 600k. And beginner's luck seems to be on the docket today. First couple hours chinning and we picked up a personal core. Unfortunately, it's our 3rd one and others in the team need it, so I was very sad that it didn't go to one of them knocking off a part of their collection log. But oh well, I guess it's another 50 mil split. One of the more fun parts about doing this boss with the same group is that we can really feel ourselves get better constantly. We seem to set a new personal record every week or so, and once we get to that new personal record, then we can replicate that over and over again. At this point, our 243 PR feels great, but we know there is another 30 seconds for us to gain by just grinding away and getting better each week. As it's been quite a while, I thought I would give a collection log update. We're at 1642 KC right now, and we have 4 weapons and 4 codexes. It's funny, getting a weapon is 1 in 1000-ish, so we're well below drop rate for that, but getting a codex is 1 in 250-ish, 4 times as common, so we're very dry on that. Everyone seems to have different luck. I have a friend with double my KC, and he has 19 codexes, but no weapons. And I honestly don't know which collection log I'd rather have. Well, that was an uneventful 160 kills. We are now at the 3rd threshold with 1800 KC. That means the pet drop rate is 4 in 3000, which can be reduced down to 1 in 750. Hopefully we get the pet soon, and then we're only chest off log. There's a personal, our 5th personal appraisal codex. Gonna be another 100 mil split. Like clockwork, 1 week later, we set another PR, knocking off 3 more seconds, getting us down to 240. It's starting to get a little more difficult, and I'm going to have to pull up a new trick in order to help our team speed a little bit more.
Nice.
Oh wait, what?
Oh
Oh my
my
god, a double codex!
Oh my
What the
god!
hell?
Let's
go! Oh my
What
god!
the
Let's
hell?
go!
No way! What the?
What the
Like
fuck?
these prompts are like reading the codex doc, then like write it over.
Chin Sending kind of explains itself, but it's the act of casting the two-handed ability Incendiary Shot with a two-handed ranged weapon, and then releasing it with mechanical Chinchompas equipped. That way the AoE ability gets stacked between the targets. Each of the 5 targets, the 4 minions plus Nex, get hit with Incend, and when the Incendiary Shot explodes, it hits all 5 of them, compounding so each minion and Nex takes 5 hits of Incend, which is about 30k damage to each minion and Nex. To accomplish this, you need to activate Incendiary Shot while you're out of range, and as soon as you activate it, you click on your keybinds to put the chins back on. I get this done by escaping out of range during global cooldown, that way I can immediately activate Incendiary Shot and get back to business. For keybinds, I have Escape on J, Incend on Y, and Chins plus the offhand Blightbound on I and O respectively. This makes it very easy for me to go J, Y, I, O and not mess up any of the Incend. Once you get back to the middle and have released the Incend, you have a buff for 30 seconds, which means you gain 10% adrenaline for every critical hit that happens. So the first thing you want to do when you get back is to Shadow Tendrils, as that is a guaranteed critical hit, and it'll hit all 5 targets, giving you 50% adrenaline. Past that, it's about using your Darkbow Amulet, SGB Amulet, and Thresholds as necessary to have the minions die quickly. The quicker that minions die, the less likely the minion tanks are going to get stunned a second time, and the more DPS they can do. You're kind of like a support role. Much like regular chinning, once the minions are dead, plop on your ECB or ECB Amulet and do a special attack until 600k HP. So we've been doing a lot of AoD recently and been doing the chin roll, and that means I have to hammer at the start of every kill. So I've used up 900 and probably 991 specs. The other 169 was probably me being an idiot and leaving it on. But that means it's time to put it in an Essence of Finality, which gets the special attack forever. The downside to using the amulet is now it's a two-way switch when I'm not using melee. So basically, if I want to use the hammer, I need to put on the amulet and put on another melee weapon. So it's a little more annoying, but it is what it is. We use this on here. And then we store the special attack in here. We will not get anything that's back. I do not care about the Aftershock one. But yeah, let's store it in this amulet. We'll no longer be able to trade this amulet. And boom, we have our third amulet, I think. Yes, because we have an SGB amulet. We have a float amulet, which is like Dark Bow and or G-Staff, but if I ever go back to range long term, I'll probably just buy another amulet, and then we have this one. But to make it special, what we're going to do is first we're going to get a dye for it. I think I'm going to go yellow, because that kind of signifies melee. So yellow dye. Now it's dyed yellow, and I'm also going to buy an ornament kit. Essence of Finality ornament kit. I don't really care about the cost between them. 60 mil. And we use that on there. The reason why I'm ornament kitting this when it's mostly a switch is when I'm in the free melee role, I'm probably going to end up camping this amulet, and I want to make sure I have all the stats possible. Time to convert that codex into only Ascendry bolts and Hydrix Criminal bolts, because we use so many now that we range. I seem to be the one that always gets the cores while everyone else gets the wands. We have a total of 12 wands and 7 cores at this point, and 3 of those cores are my own, which is crazy. But grats on the wand, and thank you for the split. PRs seem a lot harder to get now. This one took 2 weeks to get, but we knocked it all the way down to 234. But once we got the 234, we were able to quickly pick up 232 and 231 in a very short span. It's kind of like what I was talking about earlier, that once you get a PR, it's very easy to replicate that, but it felt so difficult to get that PR in the first place. I feel the 230 bubble bursting soon, as now we almost always get Reaver skips, and a strong start just compounds all the way through the kill. Getting a quick P1 leads to a quick P2, leads to a quick P3, leads to a quick P4, which leads to a quick time. And 1 week later, we broke the 230 threshold. 227. Hell yeah. I feel really good with my AOD skill. That was the threshold I really wanted to get to and felt really good getting under that. 220 is another big milestone. And probably the last 10-second milestone I'll hit. I don't think I'm good enough to get in those 205, 210 sort of teams. But I think my peak is probably around that like 215 to 218 range for AOD time. But yeah, feels really good. It only took 2,000 kills, but I finally saw my first intricate chest since collection logs came out. The drop rate for seeing a chest is about 1 in 700, so we were about 3 times drop rate. I'm very happy for my friend to have his chest requirement knocked off, though I can't help but feeling sad that it didn't go to me. If it went to me, I'd be that much closer to Golden Reaper, and maybe could actually get it done before God Wars Dungeon 3 comes out. Oh, am I gonna get the drive-by? I feel like this might be the drive-by. Oh, I did it. That was really cool. I know it's dumb, but it's something I've always wanted to do at AOD. It's almost like it's planned that I would go through there, and it's no big deal that I just got an insta-kill mechanic. It's like the movie stars, like cool guys, doesn't look at explosions sort of thing. And with that hour done, we are above 2.4 KC. That means we have 4 thresholds. So we have a 5 in 3,000 drop rate. We still have only the 5 codexes, but we're really lucky on weapons, so I don't want to complain too much with 2 wands and 3 cores. Chest and pet to go. To give a little context on this next clip, we have a history that whenever Lambo dies or DCs that we get a lot of drops, specifically wands. Unfortunately, things happen and he got PK'd, so was looking alongside and we are razzing him about missing a wand, and well, I'll just let it play out. Sorry for the scuffed audio, had to get rid of the music that was in it.
If you get a wand right now, I'm actually gonna not share my hot chocolate with you. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's it. No hot chocolate for anyone. I'm fucking leaving the team.
Okay.
I'm fucking leaving this team.
There's a wand to kill that Lambo died. Oh! Oh! Oh, okay, I saw that on the ground. I was like, that's a little weird. But yeah, we have the blood tentacle pet at 2504. I maybe should have taken a screenshot of it on the ground, but yeah, let's right click destroy that pet. But no, that is 3 pets to go for IFB and 8 items for Golden Reaper. But I'll be back at the end of the hour. So that is the AOD pet obtained. We obtained it on kill count 2504, but we had to finish out that hour before we could do this little talk about. But yeah, we're at 2513 KC, and if we look at the collection log, there will be 4 more items to go here. The Shadow Chest, Blood Chest, Ice Chest, and Smoke Shrouded Chest. But these are so freaking rare. They're each 1 in 20,000, so 1 in 5,000 total. That they decided that you only need to get 1 because it would be too much to ask of players to try to get all 4. The average kill count to get all 4 is 42,600. So unless you're extremely lucky, that's not going to happen. And with that in mind, we only need to get 1 of them. To congratulate those that are really lucky, they did have a gold title, and that gold title, you get a gold of the appraisal, like Interstellar over here if you have all 4 chests. But we're only going for 1 of them. But let's claim this blood tentacle. It pops up in the collection log, and now we have unlocked the Reef's pet from Next Angel of Death. And pets-wise, let's go ahead and override it in our boss pets tab, which is incredibly small now. There is Reeves. And if we step out here, there is our AOD pet. Looks pretty sexy. 2513 AOD kills. Very much a dump. Very, very, very much a dump. Oh, 222. Let's just say the pool exploded when we were almost done with Sea Pillar, and I was like, I looked up at the time at that point, I was like, this could be sub 220. I got north.
I have east, but it shouldn't matter.
It did.
And with that, Mimi Death, we're going to wrap up this episode. It's been a fun journey at AOD, and if you count up all the splits, we're around the 6 bill point, plus another 750k per kill in commons, but that mostly just pays for our supplies, so we can assume that we break even on those. AOD is a fun boss, but for me the fun mostly comes from the people I go with, so to the about 10 of you, thank you very much for making AOD fun. I wouldn't be able to go on this chest grind without you. We're down to 7 items to go for Golden Reaper and 3 pets to go for IFB. So let's hope we knock one of those out soon. But past that, have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.